Hey guys, here we've got a PlayStation 3 which I've been asked to have a look at. I'll just show you the unit here. It's the first edition. I think the owner tried to reflow it but it didn't quite work. So I'm going to have a look at it today. In the back you see you got your kettle lead, don't use them anymore. As well as your HDMI, AV and your digital. And in the front here you have the slots, compact flash, secure digital and memory stick, which Sony tried to introduce back in the late 90s. That's what the slots are. You don't get them on the later model. Like I said, this is the first edition. Also, can I just show you this? The unit weighs half a ton. Or, let me just get my scales out. Zero it. And you can see here, it weighs 5.45 kilos, which is heavy compared to the consoles these days. It's like a brick. So what I'm going to do is have a look, see exactly what the problem is. So I've connected to the TV and powered it up. Let's see what we got here. Turns on, which is a good sign. This screen says it's not been shut down correctly, so it's going to attempt to do a reboot. Yeah. And straight away this error's come up. The system has become hot. Please turn off the system and wait a while before turning it on again. And that's just flashed up with a double beep, and you got this flashing what's known as the red light of death. So what I'm going to do is dismantle the unit and have a look inside. I'll just show you here. You see the seal has been tampered with, so someone's been in here at some stage. And they put the seal back on. So I'll just take that off. I'll just put that to one side, so I'm going to stick it back on. And you see here, there's supposed to be a bung in here, and it's not quite right. It's chewed up, or only half of it's there. So I'm going to have to try and get that out of the way before I can remove the screw for the top cover, which I'm undoing here. As you can see there, I've got the fixing screw out for the hood, for the top cover, sorry. All I've got to do is slide that towards me. And then it's on the top here, it's just 7, probably about 9 screws on the top. Just fast forward this section. I've undone all the screws. You can see me just open the top cover here. So as you can see here, just fast forward this section as well, because what I've got to do is take the motherboard out, the main board out. It's inside this metal casing, which you can see me undoing here. It's in 2 halves. The unit's obviously been cleaned inside because they're usually full of dust. So what I'm going to do is cleaned all the thermal paste off the chips, off the CPUs. You can see me just getting into the nooks and crannies there. Make sure I got all the thermal paste off. Like I said, this has been reflowed before by the owner, but didn't quite work. You can see me just using the brush just to get on the little spaces there. There's a close up there, that's what it looks like, nice and clean. So now I'm going to use some flux paste on the chips, on some of the chips. Here you can see me just put some paste around the main CPU chips, two big square ones. And you can see me just putting some flux paste around some of the other chips on the PCB. So what I'm going to do is reflow it. So I'm going to get this hot air gun. It's going to see if I can warm the solder on these chips, get them to reseat themselves. You see here, get it nice and hot. And that's done. I've reflowed all the chips. So now that that's done, left it to cool down, and it's just a case of putting these heat transfer pads back on. And then what I'm going to use is this thermal compound to for the CPU. This is the CPU cooler with the fan. I'm going to apply the thermal compound to this. As you can see, I'm just applying the compound here. This only really requires a thin layer. I'll just squirt it on there, and then I'm just going to smoothen it out with a bit of card. You don't have to put excessive amounts on. And just get a close up here. You can see I've put the thermal paste on there. So now what I've got to do is fix this hard drive, main board with its mounting casing. It's just the two sides. It's like a hinge on this side. And that just fits together like so. And then all I've got to do now is refit this the cooler. There's 5 lugs underneath. Just got to relocate them, and this will marry up with the actual the main CPUs, the two big square shiny blocks you can see there. So it's just a matter of putting the unit together, like as you can see here. I've already connected the backup battery back. Don't forget that. So here you can see me just marrying up the two together here.
Aim to feel your best every day and support your whole body health. Try 70's omega-3 and multivitamins.
Get ready to celebrate Christmas and New Year. With prices like these, there's plenty to cheer.
And that's pretty much together there. Just a matter of plugging the fan back in. Should do it this side so you don't forget. Let me just speed this section up where I'm reinstalling the unit, putting it back together. Here you can see I've just put all the units back in together. It's just a matter of refixing back this top cover. Let's fast forward this section also, just as I finish it off. And that's the unit there complete. Now, just to test it, see what we've got. So I've turned it on. First thing it's going to ask you to set the time and date, because I removed the backup battery. So I'm just doing that now. And it's just because it shut down early, it's just resetting itself. Turn the volume up a bit. And as you can see, it's performing a little bit better now. Didn't get this far before, just kept cutting out. Definitely running better now. Before it would have cut out by now. And I've just noticed it's been running for a couple of minutes. The fan's starting to step up in speed, as you can hear. So it's starting to overheat again, not as quick as before. And by the minute, the fan's speed just seems to be going faster and faster. As you can hear it there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, it's not getting any better, I'm going to do a controlled shutdown. And then I'm going to restart the unit. And straight away the fan speed just shot straight back up again. So it will cut out. I'm just going to see if I can get a game to load, which most probably won't work. Let's pop this game in here. This fan's going erratic now. Oh, nearly. Obviously failed, so that's a failure. It's going to need a new board. With that, thanks for watching once again, and please subscribe.